Hello. Jesus Christ. Well, for a while now, I've been thinking about making a video on my tips for asthma. I've lived with asthma for 27 years, during which it's been non-existent, bad, terrible, brutal, and sometimes okay. So I think at the age of 7, I started having problems, had an asthma attack, which is fun when you can't breathe. During my later, early 20s, I started heavily relying on inhalers, predominantly salbutamol inhalers, which I don't have. Right, so these are my top 4 tips for dealing with asthma, and this is mainly targeting parents, because my parents didn't seem to be too well equipped to deal with a child who had asthma. Basically, these tips are the tips I would give my parents. I'm just giving you my opinion on what can ease the symptoms of having asthma through my experience of the 27 years of having it. So, number 1, remove dairy. Product placement. Right. There's something I done recently, and it was to remove dairy entirely from my diet. I did this before, and I went back and consumed dairy. Right, so right now my diet is not vegetarian, but I have managed to cut out basically anything that is derived from dairy. The reason I did this again was because last time I found that I didn't have to use my inhaler that much, and basically it turns out there's evidence for this. This is recommended, even though I once heard this from a doctor from the day I was diagnosed to the most recent visit I had to do with asthma, and that's just shocking, because they should really tell you about they should really help you to understand what will help prevent the symptoms, the breathlessness, the wheeziness, the feeling that you're being choked to death. It was on a web page basically saying to avoid foods that are high in sulfate, and funnily enough, milk is in there. I don't know what the logic is. I mean, when I don't drink milk, my throat always feels clear, like there's nothing there. But when I do drink milk, there's a feeling like it's getting clogged. And I don't know if it's just because how dairy thickens your mucus and all that jazz. I don't understand it, but anyway, avoid dairy. Soy milk, by the way. Number 2, don't use your inhaler unless you have to. Why? I know, never mind why. Disclaimer, I'm not telling you to stop using your brown inhaler at all. If you are feeling like that is helping you, keep taking it morning and night. I don't anymore, purely because I don't feel like I have to. So this is all about getting away from the medicine essentially. But still, if you feel like you need to take it, take it. Okay. 2, don't use your inhaler unless you really have to, because I've found it damages your throat, and in turn makes your cough worse. Like, I remember coughing up blood for the first time and panicking like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die. The doctor's like, you're not gonna die, and I'm like, I'm coughing up blood, literally. And then it just turns out it's the walls of your esophagus, throat, they get damaged when you're coughing, that basically causes the blood. Number 3, parents and all sufferers. Get rid of the fizzy juice. Stop drinking cola, Sprite, 7-Up, Fanta. Stop drinking at all. Start drinking a lot of water. Okay? The same idea as getting rid of dairy in your diet, because if you get rid of the dairy, then it clears your throat. The same thing with fizzy juice, I've found. Like, when I cut out fizzy juice 5 years now, actually, my throat was a lot clearer. And on top of that, fizzy juice isn't good for you. It is literally just sugar and water. Even from a dietary perspective, you should really just cut that shit out and get away. Take it away from the child. Don't introduce it to your child. Like, I'm not a parent, I never want children, but at the same time I can tell you what was going to help your offspring in the long run. Number 4, for the love of God, cut out entirely or limit fried foods, especially deep fried foods. Again, it's just the oil content in it. I mean, the thing I'm trying to push here is you want to keep your throat clear of obstruction, and this will lessen the symptoms of having asthma. Deep fried foods, especially from takeaways, or another thing I actually cut out years ago with fizz juice was crisps. Get rid of them. And it's just another thing that is just going to cause you problems. Think of the long run, don't think of short term, think of the long run. Would you rather have that wee second where you're like, crisps, or would you prefer to not have an asthma attack and be able to breathe and not panic when you don't have an inhaler on hand, which I don't really care about anymore. Like, it used to make me panic, but no, not so much. So I'll go through those again for you. Remove dairy from your diet. Don't use an inhaler unless you really have to. Unless it's your brown inhaler, then please take away. 3, get rid of fizz juice, and 4, for the love of God, cut out fried foods. Okay, and then hopefully you'll get to where I am, which is going from 3 different kinds of inhalers, asthma attacks, to nothing, normal. I don't need it at all. I mean, my job is very physical demanding. I don't need it there. I go to the gym 3 times a week. I don't need it there. It's just brilliant. So follow those 4 steps. See how it goes. Happy days. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good one.